Good afternoon, everybody. It's the 2nd of June. It's 2 o'clock-ish in the afternoon, and I thought I would do a garden talk, seeing as though I haven't actually done anything in my garden for a long time. As per usual, I'm starting out by my back door. Okay, we have blackberry. It's really coming along now. Lots of new growth. I've actually had to trim a few of these from the bottom as they were growing. It really pushed out, so I had to trim them back because I want it growing up rather than out. Good start on the second plant. I forgot what it is. Pieris. Some new growth. Lots of new growth. There was. I lost a lot. You can see that. I lost a lot of growth earlier on, but a lot of it seems to have come back. I'm quite happy with that. I've also got. I'm guessing it's clover. Not sure. I don't think it's oxalis at the bottom. And that's coming through. So that's quite nice actually. As a weed. I'm not bothered about that. Into the veg patch. I'm not going to do the front. I'll do that on a separate vid. But yeah, into the veg patch. My peas have been battered. I've completely lost the second set. Slugs or something have eaten those. I'll have to replace them. I've got some in the greenhouse. Potatoes are doing really well. They are massive now. I'm just hoping, now that they've been mounded up and mounded up and mounded up, that they'll actually start give me a decent crop. That should be, step over there, that should be the what do you call it, rhubarb, but that's dead, absolutely dead. So I'm gonna give up on that and see if I can buy a new one. Okay, we've got my pumpkins, well, squash really. On the left is Duona, and on the right is butternut. So they're doing quite well. Onions, really doing well actually, although I've got a few weeds in there, but I'm not sure I'm going to get them out, because I'm not sure I can step between there. Those are the garlic, they'll be coming up soon. You can see that the yellow leaves, they've just started to turn yellow and die off, so that's good. Some spring onions there, you probably can't see them, and the gap there at the end is where the tomato is going to go once it's ready. A couple of alliums at the back. I'm going to have to dig them up at the end of this year and get them shifted. Okay, moving around. Got my false yucca here, it really, isn't it? Doing quite well. That won't be allowed to get much taller than that soon after trimming back. Camellia, after last year's absolute loss of leaves, it's doing really well this year. Doing the trick, because if you notice here, some of the leaves, these are last year's leaves, they're all curled over. There, they were quite bad. But this year's growth is absolutely wonderful. There's a fly on there, well done. Yeah, absolutely wonderful this year, no problems at all. So I'm hoping that next year I should get some flowers. It's great. Pond in a pot. Tulips have all finished now. They've gone to seed. I don't think I'll actually get seeds. This is all the old daffies, and as soon as they've started to drop back, I'll trim all this back. All this is the Montbretia coming up, and I've got a couple of weeds in there. As soon as the daffies have started pulling back, I'll trim all those back to the ground, and the Montbretia will be allowed to come up. That's good. My walnut still hasn't done anything, and I'm really worried about that now, because this is not green anymore. And these shoots, I don't know if you can see those shoots, they've stopped being green as well, and I'm worried. I've got my oh, I forgot. Yep, whatever it was. That really needs to go into needs to go in the ground somewhere. Watch this, 2 minutes time, I'll remember its name, and I'll let you know. Or I'll put a note on it. Yeah, this is this is my Scottish pine. That's done and dusted now. It's losing its pines. I really only kept it in its pot for this, because when in summertime it will flower up and it'll be absolutely wonderful. Don't ask me what it is, no idea, but it's beautiful. And the bees seemed to love it last year. The small amount of flowers that it had really attracted the bees. So I don't know. But that is also the same as that over there. And the bees love that too. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, there we go. Cotoneaster. No, Berberis. Berberis, that was it. Not Cotoneaster. Cotoneaster's gone. That's the Berberis. Smoke bush. Cotinus. Really, really responded well to being pruned back. I'm very happy with that. I'm hoping that I'll get some flowers out of this. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any flowering from the centre yet. There's plenty of time for that yet. So very happy with that. That is my. Oh, there's the cat. Hello, cat. You're on video. You're famous. That is another plant. Spirea. There we go. Got there in the end. Spirea. I've let it bush up in the hopes that it'll produce better flowers, but I don't think it will. There's a lot of dead. If I pull this apart, it's really, really good right to the centre, and I've got a bit worried that next year that's just going to be wood. So I think even if it flowers well this year, next year I'm going to have to pull it back. Cineraria is completely choked out now. Allowing the Spirea to grow has totally dominated that. Black-eyed Susans are coming up. They're doing really well. There's a couple of weeds in the middle, but these are the really quick types that are just pulling up anyway, so they won't be a problem for the plant. However, slugs might. They'd be really better. Again, another tulip put to seed. Didn't do very well on tulips this year. I thought this was dead. It's not fennel. Yarrow. It's yarrow, and I thought the patch here had died. Out of the 8 that were here last year, only one area has actually put forth any growth. That's really bad. I don't know why most of it died. I must have disturbed the roots when I was cleaning out weeds, because you can see this area here is really bad for weeds. So it may well be I've damaged some rootstock or something somewhere. So that wasn't good. I've got some Huchera. They've done really well for that. I love the colour of the leaves, but the flowers on it aren't very good, so it's really only grown for the leaves, foliage. Tiny Aubrietia. The Aubrietas you'll find in the garden now are all finishing. This is just the last show. I've got some elsewhere up there in the veg patch, and they're just done and dusted. Oh, last year this was a mystery plant, Coreopsis. It's come back this year, but only in areas. Very wispy and not very good, not very strong. It could be because it's only just started pushing up, but I don't know. Virginia, not flowering this year so far. Bit annoyed by that. Here we go. This is where I admit I have no idea what this is. This may well been a mistake planting this, because it's absolutely growing wild. Earlier on in the year there was like 2 stems with about 5 leaves on it. Now it's gone. It's off. Another allium. Looking quite nice. Delphinium. Really looking like it's going to do well this year. There's my bee's nest. Not doing a lot. I haven't seen anybody near it or anybody. There's my hoverfly lagoon. I've seen plenty of hoverflies in there, but I did look the other day and I didn't see any eggs in there. The white dots you see are actually the flowers from the Pieris over the top of it. They've landed in there, so they're not what you think. My hosta in the corner really showing well. When I do the front, you'll see that there's two more hostas. They're actually all the same plant. I just split them. They've really responded well. Pond. Now that I fitted the new pump, really growing better now. A lot of the crap that was in it, and the water's actually cleared a lot as well, so that's good. Oops, hit the washing line, that was painful. Lupins in the corner, lots of flower spikes, but they all seem to be blue so far, no mixed colours. Although the ones at the back are a little bit more purple than blue. But yeah, these were all blue. Last year, these ones here were pink and white. So I'm hoping that they'll still keep some colour, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Perennial geranium. You can't see it now, but there was my other bee's nest. That's why I was happy about putting it in somewhere you'd think was full sun, because by the time summer turns round, it's completely covered and you can get in and out without being... As if I peel that to the side there, that's where it is. This is my honesty. I bought this as a plug plant at Nostell Priory, because every time I've tried to grow honesty in the previous times, it's always been, it dies within like a week, it never germinates. Another Coreopsis, much better than the other one. I'm really guessing that it's a full sun plant. This is why this tuft is doing really well and the other one is crap and dead. Some lavender in front of it. That is the Daffys finishing off. They're all starting to droop and wilt, and they're just starting to lose their colours. They'll be going yellowy soon. You can see it in some of the centres of some of them, so they'll be finishing off soon. That is Cineraria. Not Cineraria, Centaurea. The bees will be all over this soon. This is my Aquilegia. This is my old Aquilegia, the blue one. Really good for flower spikes this year. Much better this year than it did last year. And while I'm here, see if we can zoom in on that. Can we see that? There we go, bumblebee. Looks like a whitetail, could be wrong. So yeah, just goes to show, it is working. Aubrietia, daffodils with weeds in the middle, got to deal with that. Feverfew has got a wonderful smell, and it's just starting to put forth flowers. Can you see those? Yep, that's doing well. Behind that is the other Aquilegia I got from Blooming Beautiful. That's a black Barlow, and when it puts forth flowers, I genuinely don't expect it to put forth flowers this year. They will be a dark purple to black. Lavender in front of that. That's a normal blue lavender. This one, or these two, there's actually two plants in there. These two are white, white versions of them. Much better. I need to get these moved and get them planted elsewhere. Fennel. Really doing well. Considering this was a plant I put in the ground because it was on its last legs, it's really done well. Although, if you look there, if I can get to zoom in there, there we go. We have stuff on it. Oh, there's no zooming in there, it's too close. Little wow, guessing they're aphids. Can't actually see. I'm looking myself around and through the window. No, I'm not sure what they are, but yeah, problems. Campions, rose campions to be exact. One more Brescia, my lamb's lugs at the back there. Lamb's ear, but it's still not doing much. I was expecting it to do much better, although it is growing. It is doing things. It's just doing not a lot of it. More Daffys finishing off. At the back there is an Eryngium. At the front there is a another Pieris in a pot. See, it's in a pot there. That really needs to get lifted, moved, and put back in its pot. Lovely red growth. That's doing really well. The flowers were a bit crap this year, but it's such a small plant, I didn't really expect it to flower. Juniper. Juniper's it's not done too badly this year. Over winter it had a lot of extra space to grow into. This is the Eryngium that was the original one. Loads of good growth on this. It's good and thick at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Don't know what that is. Tree seal, a sapling of some description. Oh my god, cleavers. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do something about that soon. And now we come to the kind of the wildflower area. Now, I have a real problem telling the difference between delphiniums and the other one, which is again escaped me because I'm not doing very well today. Let me just move my table out of the way because I'm going to crash into that. The delphiniums and the other ones. Not foxgloves. Yeah, foxgloves. Delphiniums and foxgloves. I have real problems telling the difference between them. I think these are delphiniums. And that one is a foxglove. Or that's a delphinium, these are foxgloves. One or the other. But they're different. Anyway. So yeah, they're coming up. Chives coming up. There are lots of flowers in there. I'm using some of it for culinary, but mostly they're here for the flowers. They're not for me for eating, although I do use them. No idea what that is. That and that. Wonderful plants. I got it in a wild seed mix, but they'll come up with loads of flowers. It's really nice. Not much smell though. Sage, again, it's in a pot. I got it as a pot plant when I got the Honesty. Another one that's really doing well, but I only keep it for the smell. So love it. My Sempervivums, two of them look like they're pushing for flower, but it's a bit previous yet in the year to see if they are. The Stilby has got lots of. See if I can get it to focus. Stilby's got loads of flowers on it, but it's also got cuckoo spit on it. So I'm not gonna get rid of it in the moment because they'll deserve a chance to live. Around here, raspberries. Raspberries are doing rather well. There's a few. Get to focus. There's a few flowers on it up at the top there, but not much. So I'm hoping that this year it's not putting a lot of grapes. It'll grow that way along the wires. It'll do well. I've had a lot coming up from the floor though. Blueberry, good show of flowers this year. I'm going to have to get some stakes up and some netting on it, otherwise the birds will have them like they do every year. Because I'd like to have some blueberries. My other blueberry. Oh, there's the cat again. Hello, cat. There's the other blueberry. That's got a lot of fruit flowers on considering how small it is. That's that's the cherry, isn't it? Yeah, that's the cherry. No flowers this year, but lots of growth. And behind that is where the minor bees are living, except they've all gone now. I've only got one that's filled, and they've all gone, and I don't know why. I don't know where. The insect house was completely untouched by the minor bees. We had a lot of. I've been doing some reading, and smaller birds like small tits and things, they eat bees, and I've had a lot, and I do mean a lot, of small bees in the garden, and I'm wondering whether or not this massive influx of small birds has been picking them off. So that's the thing. London Park really not doing well, really not doing well. Strawberries, yeah, they're doing well. I've got plenty of area. Goat Salix, goat willows. I'm not sure if that's actually alive. There's no leaf on it, and I would expect some leaf by now. We'll find out if we get a couple of leaves. There's a sedum in there. I'm just using it for ground cover, just because of reasons. Strawberries. They'll. Oh, look at that. Got a strawberry. It looks a bit dry, that. I'll have to get it watered. But yeah, it's doing quite well. Lots of good strong growth on it. There's lots of growth in there, if you can see that. So yep, doing well with that. Good hopes on that. And my clematis that died off last year and did really badly. This year doesn't seem to be doing too bad. Hopefully we'll get some flowers out of it. And that's my back to the back door. So that's my back garden. Complete with cat, except the cat's now disappeared. Where's the cat? Oh, there's the cat. Well camouflaged. Stupid cat. Right, I'll do the front in a bit.